HIV and AIDS awareness workshops were presented by UNISA's Department of Geography at the Multipurpose Centre in Skuinsdrift during 2013. The purpose of these workshops was to engage community members on the topic of HIV and AIDS, specifically on stigma, discrimination, and the importance of behavioral change. Rita Kutsia from the University of South Africa was responsible for the workshops and presented them to the members of the Skuinsdrift community. The first workshop at the Multipurpose Centre kicked off with an icebreaker activity called the Spiderweb.
The participants of the workshop forms a circle, and each member in the group gets an opportunity to throw the ball of rope. And when you catch the ball, you must share with the group members, not personal information, just fun things of yourself. Firstly, of course, your name, then maybe a hobby or two, and your favorite color.
My name is Elisa. My favorite hobby is singing and reading. My favorite color is purple.
When the last person catches the ball of rope, the group created a spider web. The spider web is a metaphor for the community. If one string snaps, the whole community will be affected. If you relate it to HIV and AIDS, it means if one person is infected, the whole community will be affected. And that's only illustration to show them that a community must stand together. They must address the problems together. If they don't do it like that, then you will never get to the core of a problem.
The spiderweb exercise was enjoyed by everyone. The activity helped the members of the community realize the importance of sharing information and listening to each other. The group then broke up into smaller groups, and they received questionnaires about facts, beliefs, and misconceptions about HIV and AIDS. Through sharing information, the community members helped each other answer the questions, and what followed were lively debates and lots of laughter. Members of the community questioned each other on their beliefs and posed the following questions. How do you get infected with the HIV virus? Where did the HIV virus originate from? And what is the general feeling towards people in the community living with HIV and AIDS? The groups then gave feedback, explaining the reasons for their answers. They realized that people have different opinions and that it is important to respect the opinions of others. They also learned that there are a lot of misconceptions about HIV and people living with HIV and AIDS. The second workshop focused on the impact of stigma and discrimination on a community. The community members learned what HIV and AIDS-related stigma and discrimination means and the consequences thereof. Negative attitudes, abuse, and maltreatment directed at people living with HIV and AIDS was also discussed. The smaller groups then discussed what impact stigma and discrimination has on their own community. They all agreed that keeping silent because of fear for being ashamed and discriminated against is a reality in their community. Amen. In the third workshop, the group watched the movie Life Above All. The movie is based on a novel, Shanda's Secrets, written by Alan Stratton. The film is about a 16-year-old girl whose mother is dying of AIDS, but because of the shame associated with the disease, no one wants to admit it. Shanda preserves and defies the overpowering stereotypes and stigma and begins to expose the truth about HIV and AIDS in her community. Life Above All is trying to send a message of hope, about an epidemic that's killed millions of people. The reason for watching this specific film was to show the group that stigma and discrimination is also a reality in other communities. The group members could relate to Shanda and her challenges dealing with stigma and discrimination.